Mario is back, but if you are looking closely at the screen of your newest console, you have probably noticed that something is off. With the recent release of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the world of the Mushroom Kingdom has never looked more alive. The flowers are singing. The pipes are dancing. Everything is so aggressive in its joy that it feels like the game is trying to distract you from a massive leak in the basement. It is a masterpiece of animation, sure, but for those of us who grew up in the 8-bit trenches of 1985, this new era does not feel like a celebration. It feels like a final, desperate attempt to cover up a crime scene. We have been told for 40 years that this is a fairy tale about a plumber and a princess. But the truth is much colder. We are looking at a simulation that is finally losing its grip on reality. We need to talk about the bricks, and we need to talk about why they have started to scream. If you want to understand the coded reality of this place, you have to ignore the catchy music and go straight to the fine print. I'm talking about page 2 of the original 1985 instruction manual. Most of us threw that little booklet in a drawer and never looked back, but it contains a paragraph that should have changed the way we played forever. It states in plain black and white that when the Koopa tribe invaded, they did not just take over. They used black magic to transform the mushroom people into stones, bricks, and horsehair plants. Think about that for a second. Every time you, as Mario, smashed a brick to get a coin, you were not just clearing a path, you were shattering a citizen. You were liquidating a person who had been magically frozen into the architecture of their own world. For 40 years, we have been waiting for the victory where those people are turned back. But it never happens. In the newest games, the world is even more crowded with blocks and platforms. It is a gut punch realization. The Mushroom Kingdom is not saving its people. It is expanding its infrastructure out of their remains. This is not a kingdom anymore. It is a beautifully decorated graveyard, and Mario is just the guy tasked with keeping the silence. But then came the Wonder era. The moment Mario touches a Wonder Flower, the laws of physics just vanish. Pipes begin to crawl like inchworms. The ground ripples like water. The colors shift into a neon fever dream. Nintendo calls this innovation. I call it a kernel panic. In a forensic investigation, we don't look at Wonder as a fun feature. We look at it as a leak. For decades, the magic that kept those citizens trapped in the bricks was stable. The simulation was tight. But the code is aging. The Wonder effect is what happens when the underlying source code of the world becomes exposed. When those pipes start moving, you are seeing the ghost in the machine, the trapped spirits of the original population from 1985 finally trying to move their stone limbs after 40 years of stasis. It is not Wonder. It is an agonizing collective stretch from a population that has been used as building material for half a century. And the flowers, the ones that talk to you now? If the Koopas turned people into plants, then these chatty little flowers are not new characters. They are the survivors who partially regained their speech, but not their bodies. They are stuck in the dirt, watching a man in a red hat stomp through their world, and all they can do is comment on his style. They are the sovereign witnesses of a horror they cannot escape. Let's look at the money. Why are there coins everywhere? Why does Mario need 100 coins to buy another life from the universe? In the latest games, the coins are more plentiful than ever. But look at the math. When the counter hits 100, it resets, and you get a 1-up. That is the biological cost of resurrection. In a world where the citizens are the bricks, life is not a gift, it is a commodity. You are not finding an extra life. You are purchasing one from the system using gold mined from the ruins of a fallen civilization. The Mushroom Kingdom operates like a high-stakes casino. The currency is not for buying bread. There are no grocery stores for the public here. The money is just a bribe to the Void to keep the enforcer in the game. And speaking of the toads, who are they? If the real people were turned into bricks, then the toads are an anomaly. They all look the same. They have no names. They just stand in the same spot, year after year, waiting for a princess who never seems to age. In the world of coded reality, the toads are placeholder entities. They're the background code generated to keep the illusion of a kingdom alive, while the real population serves as the foundation. They do not farm. They do not build. They're just shell programs designed to provide a sense of normalcy to a world that fundamentally died in 1985. Then there is the Bowser conflict, the eternal war. With every new game, the cycle resets. Bowser grabs Peach, Mario runs across the world, Mario wins, Peach goes back to the castle, the system is restored. Most people see this as a classic hero's journey. But if you look at the static status quo, it starts to look like a staged war. Think about it. Peach has the power to turn people back. Bowser has the power to warp reality, and yet neither of them ever truly wins. They are locked in a perpetual dance that keeps the world in a state of controlled chaos. Why? Because as long as there is a war with Bowser, no one asks why the bricks have not been turned back into people. As long as the enemy is at the gates, the hero does not have to account for the bodies in the walls. Bowser is not a villain. He is a co-conspirator. He is the necessary threat that keeps the kingdom under military law, allowing the princess to maintain her wonder simulation forever. And Mario, the man in the machine. In the latest games, he can turn into an elephant, a drill, a lump of slime. He is a biological shifting variable, but he never speaks. He never expresses an opinion. He just wahoos his way through a landscape made of his own subjects. Is Mario a hero? Or is he the system administrator? Think about his title. A plumber. Someone who fixes leaks. Someone who ensures the pipes, the literal veins of the simulation, stay clear. In the Mushroom Kingdom, the pipes are not for water. They transport data, energy, and the enforcer. Mario is not saving people. He is repairing the reality whenever the Bowser virus tries to change the code. He is a tool of the crown, a janitor of the void, cleaning up the mess of a world that should have died decades ago. The new era of Mario is breathtaking. The colors, the animation, it is stunning. But that beauty is a distraction protocol. The more wonder they add, the more we forget about the bricks. The more talking flowers they give us, the less we notice the silence of the millions who are still trapped in the stones under Mario's boots. The game wants you to look at the elephant so you do not look at the graveyard. It wants you to focus on the new so you do not ask about the past. We go into these games to feel joy. We want to be wonderstruck, but the realization is that the joy is a hallucination. Wonder is a glitch, and the kingdom is just a beautiful, high-definition tomb. Check the ending of the newest game. The party, the fireworks, the cake. It is always the same. Peach is safe. Mario is happy. The toads are cheering. But look at the background. Look at the bricks of the castle. They are still there. They are still stone. They are still silent. The war is over, but the transformation is permanent. The next time you are playing and you hit a block to get a coin, do not just look at the score. Listen. That sharp metallic clink is not a sound effect. It is a scream that has been compressed by 40 years of hardware. Feel the weight of the world you are running through. We have been trained to think this is magic. We have accepted wonder as a gift rather than a symptom of a reality that is finally, mercifully, starting to collapse. But the code says the anomaly is coming to an end. The pipes are leaking. The bricks are cracking. And the silence is about to be broken by a truth that no flower can cover up. You think you are saving the kingdom, but you are just the one making sure the graveyard stays in order. The simulation is working perfectly.